Hello everyone, John Marshall, the DrillMaster. This is the inauguration colors presentation for the governor of Maryland of this year. Happened just a short time ago. Haven't seen it, haven't watched it, but I did cue it up to the MC saying to please rise for the entrance of the Joint Color Guard. Joint with Leo's law enforcement officers. So let's see.
Stand as the Joint Color Guard comprised of the Maryland State Police, Maryland Transportation Authority Police, Maryland Transit Administration Police, Maryland Natural Resources Police, and the Maryland Capitol Police presents the colors.
Boy, lots of movement around. Now you can see in the coming to carry. And you hear the trio section being played by the band, which is nice. That's a good, perfect music to have the colors come out. So they don't know what they're doing. Don't know where they are. Hands cupped, hands not cupped. The team's coming in at...
Please remain standing for Severna Park High School.
So anyway, so the Maryland flag, you can see right here, and you can see my cursor. All right, so the Maryland flag requires the botany cross. That's the botany cross finial, and that's required by the state. So when the Maryland flag is carried by anyone within Maryland, then the botany cross is the the finial to use, and that's very appropriate. They're using the gold medal staffs. They're probably the extendable staffs, most likely because they're wearing and it looks like the two bearers are wearing it's a harness frame and socket, and then it has straps that go right onto the belt, because they have so much other equipment that they're wearing with the duty belt and the strap. It just becomes a bit bulky wearing a colors harness. So I get it. I understand that. I still don't like them all that much, but you know, you do whatever you can do. However, guards, you're at port, and you're not supposed to be at port. The colors are at carry. You're supposed to be either at right shoulder or the outside or outboard shoulder, and you should know that. Then the American flag being carried with the spread eagle. At times, I'm ready to just say, all right, fine, whatever you want. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to give up. So here's why I critique. These are Leos, and, Leos, what standards do they follow? They can make up their own. Yep, actually they can. They can make up their own. And they do. Constantly, they make up their own standards. But they really shouldn't. And now, why is that? They're in uniform. They are a pseudo military service. They're outside of the military. It doesn't matter whether any of them are currently serving or have served in the military. It means nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're wearing a uniform. You form a color guard. So let's see. What do? We go to the flag code and we find out, all right, flag code has XYZ number of standards. I get it. Okay, great. Now, but see, it doesn't explain what a color guard specifically is supposed to do. So, do we make it up, or do we actually follow the written standard that's already created for us? You can follow the Army standard or the Marine Corps standard. Air Force follows a mix of both, so that really isn't all that necessary. So, most often, the Army standard is followed. Now here, they're not really following standards. They've made up pretty much their own. And the standard is the light ash wood guide on staff with the spade finial. Now, the finial for the Maryland flag would be the botany cross. And I'm just noticing now that and you could see as the color guard came in, you could see the Maryland flag, the bearer's constantly looking down to see where he is. He's got the flag tilted forward. The American flag bearer has the staff vertical. So either you have that slight angle forward or you go vertical. Stop looking down. Use your peripheral vision. You've got the I know that the Maryland flag is tilted a bit forward, but if you look, see where the end of the American flag is, and then the harness socket, and then see where the end of the Maryland flag is and the harness socket. So obviously they're making sure that the Maryland flag is lower because the American flag always has to be higher. That's a myth. Can we please get over this myth? The flags are carried at the same height. The flags are, when they're at order, when the staffs are at order, they're down on the marching surface, they're the same height. They have to be the same height because that's what the written standard is. If you're not going to follow the standard and you're going to make it up, then I'm just going to make videos that are going to anger you. That's it, plain and simple. So I'll skip the there. I'll skip the national anthem. We don't need to listen to that. I don't know. What a beautiful voice. Very nice.
Shall we bow and shall we pray? Oh Lord our God.
So no. So not the minister's fault, not at all. But there should have been a sequence of events that explained everything that was going to happen. The colors should be gone, or at least the colors should be back at ceremonial world. We call it right shoulder. The regulation drill world, it's called carry. So this is kind of strange. Yeah, color guard is still there. And they're still at present.
Please continue standing and put your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to
Okay. It's nice that this young man steps up to say the Pledge of Allegiance. But colors, you're not supposed to be there. You should have gone. You don't salute during a prayer. There's no need for you to be there during the pledge. And having the anthem and the pledge, that seems to be just I don't know if I want to say virtue signaling thing, but it just seems to be a thing now, especially at these events where the son or daughter of the incoming official, governor or who else, says the pledge. And that's fine. I've got no beef with that. In the military setting, we don't do that at all. It's just the anthem.
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nice. Nicely done. That was great. All right, colors, what are you going to do? Still going to stand there and just salute through the whole... Oh, okay, good. So, Maryland bearer, you don't know what you're doing.
Wow.
Wow is right. Absolutely. I think you said wow for a different reason, but I'm... And who's the... So this man right over here, So he was. Oh, so I got to point that way. So the man who was standing right here. I'll use my cursor. He was standing right here, facing this way, and then he marched all the way across, and now he's marking time. This man right here. Whoops. This man right there, right below my cursor. I don't need to know who the individual is, but what's his function? That doesn't make sense. So an interesting flag display here. We have the American flags and we have Maryland flags. I appreciate the flag display. It's really nice. But why do you have spears for your finials? This is the inauguration for the governor, and you're not following your own guidelines of the botany cross at the top of the flags. All right. Anyway, who is that individual? What's his function, really? That's what I really mean to say. What's that individual's function? That they're... so it's quite possible using the outside commander thing, which is... That's an overblown, overused standard from the Army, and the Army only uses it in two specific instances. One, inside the presentation of the colors for a dining in, let's say, and the sergeant major comes in with the color guard and requests permission. Why do we request permission to do all kinds of things? I just don't get it. Request permission to post the colors. Yeah, I don't get it. Why? It's a ceremony. We post colors. That's what we do. But that's an Army tradition. That's fine. Whatever. And that's if the team really wants to do all that. Then the sergeant major is outside giving all the commands, which also doesn't make any sense to me. But then there's also the parade. Military parade that kind of thing can happen with the sergeant major there, and either casing and uncasing the colors or something. But I mean, it's very, very specific. It never happens any other time, and yet junior ROTC cadets and others take this to the nth degree and have somebody outside the color guard calling commands, and it just doesn't make any sense, and it really doesn't do anything, honestly. The commander of the color guard is the American flag bearer, period. There's no need for anybody outside of the U.S. Army to have somebody outside the color guard giving the commands. None at all. So, team, that's great that you were joint Leos brought together to present the colors. You didn't know really what you were doing, though. You weren't there showing strength. You were there showing confusion. Now, the guards pretty much knew more than the bearers, but it just didn't look as smooth as it could have been. And training was definitely needed, and a lot more practice. So anyway, well, this is better than Utah's colors presentation, and actually better than the Massachusetts color presentation for that ceremony that I posted on my social media. It's a short that you can find on my YouTube channel as well. That's just a ceremonial thing that the Massachusetts State Police did. So this was okay. At least none of the flag code violations were present here, and yeah, this team did all right in the grand scheme of things. Well, thanks for watching.